Hello everybody. Are you ready to make an absolutely divinely delicious, and I'm repeating divinely delicious, apple date cake? That's what I have right here, and it is just so good. This is, it's loaded with apples and dates, and when they are both combined, they they are doing magic together. They are like singing their own harmony together. It is so good. The apples are like velvety soft. The dates are adding that really beautiful warmth to the cake. It is just phenomenally good. So let's see how it's done. Apple and date cake. Welcome everybody to Soul Kitchen. This is Neetu, and this is the place where everything is cooked from the heart and from the soul, and where all ingredients are infused with love to make absolutely delicious foods. Okay, let's begin this cake. Now we start with whisking our. We start with whisking our. 1 second. So we start with whisking our butter. I have 100 grams of salted butter here. And if you've seen my other videos, you would have noticed that I mostly prefer to use salted butter in my bakes. I think, it just enhances the flavor more. And so we're going to use salted butter, and it's going to be an eggless cake. So we have yogurt, instead of egg. And yogurt is a great substitute for egg. So we're going to use that, and it's going to be really good. It's going to have little pieces of apples and little bits of dates in there, and it's going to be absolutely fabulous. And the dates are going to be chewy, apples are going to be nice and sweet. It's going to be a little bite from heaven in each bite. Okay, so let's get started by whipping the butter. So the butter gets whipped at on a medium speed, low to medium speed, and for about half a minute to 1 minute till it's pale and fluffy. About a minute, definitely. Butter's done. It looks good. Let me show it to you. So it's become pale and it's fluffy. It looks good. After this, we're going to add our brown sugar. Now we're going to add a little bit less sugar because we're using all those dates. It's half a cup of dates, and dates are already dates are of course very sweet. So I'm going to use, this is actually 2/3 cup, but I think I'm just going to go with half a cup of sugar. So let's do half a cup of sugar. Yes. Because we don't want it too sweet. Half a cup of sugar should be just fine. And brown sugar. Apples and brown sugar is a match made in heaven. This is starting to come together. I will just show it to you. It's starting to blend together nicely, come together. And to this now we add our vanilla extract. The butter and sugar get whipped together for roughly about a minute. I mean, sorry, 2 minutes. About 2 minutes. And to this we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And if you are in India and you are using vanilla essence, then remember you have to put in about 3/4 teaspoon of vanilla essence, because essence is quite strong, and we don't want a very fake kind of vanilla flavor. So vanilla essence 3/4 teaspoon and vanilla extract 1 teaspoon. Okay, let's start. We'll put this for another minute or so. Strip down the sides of your bowl, please, again. That's important, it's crucial. This should be good. And now we are going to use, put yogurt in. Now if you're using eggs, you can use 1 egg and 1/4 cup of yogurt. If you're making it eggless, then half a cup of yogurt is good. And just remember that either use Greek yogurt. If you don't have Greek yogurt, then just hang your yogurt for a little while, so that the majority of the liquid, the whey, gets drained out, and you're left with a thick yogurt like this. And add it in like 2 tablespoons at a time, so that the yogurt doesn't get curdled. Okay. This is looking really nice, the batter. I'm just going to show it to you. Looking quite lovely. As you can see, it's nice and thick and creamy, and this is what we're aiming for. Okay, there's the half, the remaining yogurt goes in. As you can see, I'm left-handed. I don't know why that was important. But anyway. Ooh, this mixture is looking really nice. It's going to be a good cake. Get all these, your butter, etc., out of the whisk as much as you can. Okay. Let me show this to you again. This is looking very nice. It's thick, it's smooth, it's creamy. It looks really good. Okay, let me get my apples out. They're in the fridge. I will show them to you. So these are my apples, and these are the apples. They've been chopped up into pieces like this, and they've been, I put some lemon juice on them so that they don't turn brown, and put them in the fridge again so that they don't turn brown. So they're gonna go in our cake batter, and now we start folding in our flour. Okay, so now this is one cup of all-purpose flour. And then this goes, just sprinkle it over nicely. And this is one second. This is half a teaspoon of baking soda. Always remember, baking soda forms lumps really soon. So just make sure that, when you're putting it in, you de-lump it. Because the lumps won't melt in the flour. Another, you don't want any bits of baking soda coming in anybody's mouth. They're very nasty. So in goes our baking soda, half a teaspoon, and baking powder, 1 teaspoon, and cinnamon. The good stuff, Sri Lankan cinnamon, not Chinese cinnamon, Sri Lankan cinnamon, please. And I am using, there's a brand called Kea. Next time I will show it to you, who is based in India. So they have Sri Lankan cinnamon. Please go for that. It's good cinnamon. This is what I use all the time. So 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm using a little bit of coffee powder. Just 1/4 teaspoon of instant coffee powder. You could also use nutmeg, but today I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I'm using coffee powder. Okay, let's fold this in now. Gently. Just cut and fold. Let me show it to you. How you do it. Fold it and you cut it. Fold it and you cut it. Fold it and you cut it. You fold the batter and you cut it. That's how it's done. Now okay. Now this batter again, it's going to be a little bit thick, but don't worry, because the apples are going to release lots of their juices while they are baking. So it's okay to have a slightly thick cake batter on this. And add your flour in, at least 3 to 4 parts, so that all the flour gets nicely mixed in, and you're not left with any lumps of flour which are not mixed in properly. I've never really made this cake before. I have made an apple cake, but I've never used dates before. But I'm really excited about it, because I know it's going to be so good with the dates. Those little sweet bits when they come in your mouth, chewy and sweet bits. It's going to be very, very good. And if this is a perfect, like a snack cake, when you have some guests over for tea or coffee, or just for yourself, it's like a perfect snack cake. It's got, and we have like, more than 1 cup of apples, maybe 1.5 cup of apples. I've used 2 apples, and it's a healthy cake. And it's got 1/2 cup of dates, so it's a nice healthy cake. I hope I'm not speaking too much right now about healthy cakes. But it's going to be really good, honestly. It's going to be loaded with, apples and dates and all those good things. And I love to try new stuff. It's so much fun. Sometimes you get bored with making the same things over and over again. It's so nice to try new things. And I'm very excited about this one. Okay, so our flour has mixed in nicely. I don't see any unmixed in bits. Yeah, as you can see, it's a thick batter. Yeah, it's a very thick batter, much more thicker than normal cake batters are, and it's nicely mixed in. Yes. Now to this we are going to add our dates. These are chopped up dates. You know, I did soak them for a little while. I soaked them for about 10 minutes in warm water, and you know, they're chopped up to about this size, bite-sized pieces. And now in these go. Ooh, this is gonna be really good. I can already feel it. It's gonna be so good, this cake. This is going to be very delicious. And in go our apples. The apples are going to cook, you know, as when these, you know, obviously these I haven't, you know, cooked these apples before putting them in. But, you know, once they're in the cake, in the batter and everything, you know, in the oven, they're going to cook. And, you know, please make sure, I forgot to mention that, you know, before you start baking, please turn on your ovens to 175 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Just because we need a nice preheated oven for these things. Okay, this looks good. All right. Let's show you what this batter is looking like. So it's got nice, you know, lots of apples, lots of dates inside. And the apples, I remember, you know, they're going to lose some of their structure when they bake. So they're going to soften up and all those things are going to happen. So this is my, you know, prepped up. I've buttered this pan. I haven't floured it because it's a non-stick pan. So hopefully it's not going to stick. This is an 8-inch pan. So, you know, and this goes. Let's see how it comes out. Just make sure, you know, because the apples are there, so sometimes they're preventing, you know, stuff like cake batter from going into the edges and all. Just make sure it's all nicely put in. Spread it in nicely into all the little crevices, etc. Okay. How this looks. It's looking really, really good. It's looking really good. And now this is going to go into our oven, which is preheated at 175 degrees Celsius, and it's going to bake on the lower shelf for about 40 minutes. It may take 45 minutes, but I think 40 minutes should be good. And now we're going to see this cake in about 40 minutes. I am truly excited about this. Let's see. Okay. Our cake has baked and it is looking so good. You know, it's soft, it's tender, it's perfectly browned, and it is looking absolutely fantastic. This has cooled a little bit, you know, for about 20 minutes. And now I'm going to show this to you. Ooh, look at that beauty. Doesn't that look good? You can see the apples, you can see the dates. It's so nicely browned and it's soft. It looks really, really good. And now I'm just going to take this on to the, you know, on my cake stand. And then sugar, by the way. Let me just show it to you. We dust it very lightly with sugar, although it really doesn't need it. And I was thinking earlier of, putting like a caramel drizzle on top. But I'm sure this is not going to need it because, the dates are there and the dates are going to add that beautiful sweetness. And I'm sure you wouldn't need a caramel to top that. The dates, I always feel that, let the ingredients create their own magic. Instead of adding stuff needlessly or, adding on sugar needlessly, let the ingredients speak for themselves. And in this case, the sugar and the dates and the cinnamon are going to create a little song together, which is going to be really beautiful. So, we don't need anything. We will, I will add some powdered sugar just to make it look prettier, but it's so nice as is. But anyway, here it goes. Oh, this is looking beautiful. This is like a little dream. Alright, that was just about 1/4 teaspoon of icing sugar. Yeah. Ooh. I will, share these pictures later on the video itself. Just share the pictures so that you actually know how beautiful this is looking. And I can't wait to dig in. Okay, here goes our taste test. Let me show this to you. It is so incredibly soft, this cake. Oh, look at this. Let's look at this. Oh, look at all those apples. Here, just see how soft this is. Ooh. Oh my God, look at that texture. Look at those apples. The dates. Okay, I'm going to try this now. Oh my God. I am so happy with this cake. I'm so happy with it. I can't even tell you. It is so delicious. The apples are like velvety soft inside. They're baked up so beautifully. And the dates are giving that nice, warmth and a little chewiness to the cake. And the cinnamon is, adding its own magic. It is really, really good. And the texture is just perfect. It is so soft. It's an amazingly delicious cake. Like, it's really good. Oh my God. It is so good. It's perfect. The texture is perfect. The crumbliness is there. The apples are adding so much, to that. It's just so velvety, the apples and the dates. It's a phenomenal cake. Please do try it, please. And you won't regret it. It's gonna be a hit. This is gonna, I think, gonna be like a favorite in my home now. It's just turned out so nice, and it was so easy to make, as you've seen. Just cream your butter and sugar, add the yogurt and the flour, and just put in the chopped apples and chopped dates, and that's it. It's good to go. And one thing I did forget to mention was that once you put it in your oven, after about 15-20 minutes, once the cake is slightly golden brown from top, just make sure you cover it lightly with a foil. Don't scrimp the edges or nothing. Just very lightly tint it with a foil, so that it doesn't burn from the top. And that's it. This is a really, really good cake, and I'm so proud of it. It's, the thing of putting apples, the idea of putting apples and dates together just came to me in the morning. I was thinking like, what cake do I make today? What cake do I make today? Then I was like, oh, it's apple season. Then I remembered I had some dates inside. So I was like, okay, let me make an apple and date cake. And that's actually what things are about. What good cooking is about is that making things out of what you already may have in your store, in your pantry, in your refrigerator, and making it all nice, and letting these things do their magic. So okay, and many of some of you have mentioned that you're not able to, that you don't know where the recipe is. So always remember, all my recipes are in the comments below. The first comment will be my recipe, so please follow that to a T. The detailed directions are there, all the ingredients are mentioned, and you'll be good to go. Okay, please subscribe to my channel and follow along for a wonderful journey, just full of delicious food. And soon I'm also going to start doing some savory food, which is very easy to make but really, really good. And please tag along with it for the journey, and let's have some fun together. Okay, please try this cake again. It's really, really good. Okay, happy baking, have fun.